Hey everyone, my name is Matt and welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to be giving you my overall review and thoughts on Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. That's right, the legend himself. I'm so excited to talk about this film because this is a great Vietnam movie. So excited that I actually pulled out my old M1 steel pot. Like I said, this is going to be a non-spoiler review, so I'm not going to go too much into it because I don't want to give anything away, but I'll give you the overall aspect of what this movie basically covers and entails, and then give you my overall thoughts of it. So the movie is essentially broken down in two parts. Your first part of the movie is showing the transition of civilian into recruit, and then from recruit into Marine, and that is all takes place at boot camp. Specifically in this movie, it's based in South Carolina, Parris Island, which is actually where I went through boot camp. And I love the first half of this film. I love the whole film, but the first half of this film is just fantastic. Seeing that transition, and they really do a decent job showing you what it basically going from civilian to an individual into a killing machine that the Marine Corps produces to win and fight wars. The second half of the film is showing those recruits that have now moved on and are now deployed in country. Now, the main character of this film is Private Joker, played by Matthew Modine. Now, he's been in a lot of other things recently. The probably most familiar thing you would see him in is Papa in Stranger Things. And in the first half, another major character that you see throughout the film is Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. He is the one who is basically turning them into Marines. Now, Gunnery Sergeant Hartman is played by R. Lee Ermey, and he was a actual Marine Corps drill instructor in real life. So, fun factoid here, he was actually going to be an advisor for the movie, and he did so well while advising, they said, let's just put him in there and make it the real deal. And the authenticity is definitely there, especially, like I said, being there myself, he was definitely spot on a drill instructor at one point in his life. So some great times of boot camp, some bad times, but things you can look back now and laugh at. And like I said, that first half of the film is essentially showing you what they go through to dehumanize you as a recruit. You've signed up for the Marine Corps, or in that case, been drafted for the most part, and they need to turn you into a killing machine to be able to operate and successfully win battles in combat. So there is no more there is no more individualism. Like I said, the very beginning scene shows where they're getting their hair cut off. The actual actors are getting their head shaved, and that's step one. They're turning you all into the same thing. You're lockstep in key going through. You could see throughout the film the marching, the drills that they're going through, the physical fitness that they need to be doing in order to get them ready. Now, like I said, this film, what Stanley Kubrick does very, very successfully in pretty much all of his films, he makes you very uncomfortable. This movie is not about these gigantic battle scenes, the gore and guts, and the music that makes it very amplified. It's very gritty. It's very dirty. It's very down and realistic. And again, there's a lot of scenes in here that psychologically make you uncomfortable. And that's the point. That's really what he's trying to get across. You could tell in a lot of the scenes when you kind of would normally look away when it's an uncomfortable scene, but he just stays panned in and he is just focused on it, the camera is in the scene, and that's what makes these movies what they are when it comes to Stanley Kubrick. So he does a fantastic job with Full Metal Jacket. And like I said, the first half of the film, being in boot camp, we see how the molding from civilian to Marine, but then we also see the effects of some who cannot hack it in the Marine Corps, and that's definitely a real thing. I have experienced that myself, seeing that in boot camp where some people break down and hack and cannot take it and get flushed out of the system. So it is a real thing, and I think he did a fantastic job portraying that in the first half of the film. And like I said, the second half of the film is where we really see Private Joker specifically in country and how he has changed even more so, going from a lowly recruit to now a full-fledged in the shit Marine as a combat photographer and getting attached to a Marine Corps infantry unit and doing what they do. This is taking place in country right after the Tet Offensive, which, if you know your history, you know basically what's going on, taking place around Hue City, where this is not more of the jungle aspect that you normally see in a lot of Vietnam movies. This is more of the urban combat. And again, to kind of reiterate that, it's quiet, it's gritty, it's real. There are some scenes, like you said, that are supposed to be uncomfortable, and they're just zoomed in on them, and you're just focused on it. And that's the point that I think he was really driving across. The other point is when you see a lot of these other Marines throughout the movie that Private Joker comes across, have lost their humanity as they've been in country, questioning even who they're supposed to be fighting, why they're there, doing things that they normally wouldn't be doing. And that's mainly because once you've been in a situation like that, if you've seen horrible things time and time again, pieces of you do start to fade and go away. You're getting dehumanized. You're things that shouldn't be funny, you laugh at, because essentially that's how you deal with it. Personal experience, me and Marines that I've been around, and the things that you laugh at and joke about that aren't really funny, you can't cry about it, so you turn it into some type of humor and laugh about it. I know that's probably not a popular thing, but if you've been there and you've been in the military, you know what I'm talking about. And we see that throughout the movie, where they joke about sexualizing the prostitutes. They're joking with like the dead body. There are things where you see, and normal people would be like, what? It's crazy. And it is crazy. Even myself being, that's insane to see. But when you're there, you're trying to make sense of a insane world that you're in. Even one of the Marines that, when they were on patrol, said, "These are great times, my friends. We are jolly green giants walking the planet with guns." I mean, you're taking children and, young adults and throwing them into another world and giving them a license to kill. It's a lot. And like I said, this movie does a fantastic job really portraying that and showing that. And I could not recommend this movie enough. It's definitely different than other Vietnam movies, just because Stanley Kubrick is a mastermind of his own right, and a madman too. So if you've seen this movie before, please let me know in the comments what you thought about it, what your favorite scenes were. I want to tell you right now, but like I said, it's a non-spoiler review, and I don't want to give anything away, but it's definitely one of my favorite scenes is in the first half of the movie, particularly during some sort of hygiene inspection. If you've seen it, you know. So let me know in the comments below. I always love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, please hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I would appreciate it as well. So until next time, everybody, take care.